Look at this. I found this. This is the last time I talked to you this was 2019.
Oh my
You
gosh,
see that?
yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah. I remember that day. That was a crazy day. Those rounds are like
Yeah, this was
wild.
it was the 2019 Grammys, like the Radio Row, and
Yeah.
where you're stopping off at each radio station and answering the same questions over and over and over again.
No, yours were all super different and unique and better than everybody else's.
Wow, that's you practiced that one.
I was practicing my Dave's number one fan, but you changed my name back, so now I'm like, yeah, well,
That's crazy though, isn't it? Was it weird? This was
so crazy.
February 8th,
Yeah.
2019.
Yeah, time is an illusion. I don't, it doesn't exist.
You look the same.
Um,
What are you doing? Like you're doing like your skin regimen, everything.
I look the same. I hope I wouldn't age too much in like 2 years.
It's on. Well, we've all aged a lot over the pandemic, right?
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I got banged, so that was just my big pandemic change. I was like, what can I do to show that I did something during this pandemic? I got bangs. So,
That's
um,
funny. That's
but
good.
yeah, always trying to take, I mean, skin regimen is like anybody that knows me knows that I'm a little bit like adamant about skincare and then also just like hydration, like we drink a lot of water. Um, Not the answer to every problem, but like I do find it funny, like the amount of times like I will just feel really bad. And then the second I drink water, like everything just kind of gets better.
Just feels
So
better. You've ever
yeah.
just opens up. Yep, I'm actually wearing a tinted moisturizer right now that I put on with my beauty blender and a little Bare Minerals powder, all for you.
Okay, Bare
All for
Minerals powder. Okay. I love you giving me the brand names. I was like my beauty
right.
blender. Stop.
I'm just trying to impress.
Tinted moisturizer is also great. And I've actually started to like use that a lot more because it just feels like you're wearing sunscreen, but it's like easy.
Right.
Love-
It's lighter. You're not caked up.
Later.
It goes on nicer. I mean, we've
So
turned
good.
into a whole beauty podcast here, haven't
This
we?
is a whole thing now.
But you are in LA right now. Like, where? Not specific. Like, are you in the Valley? Are you in the hills? Are you in OC? Like,
I am like closer to you. Like that's sort
oh,
of like the area where like I mean,
it's
I'm
good.
kind of when I come back to LA and New York, I'm sort of all over the place. Because like my family lives in one part, I live in another part. So
Yeah,
yeah.
good. Yeah, it's a good area. Toluca Lake, Studio City, and stuff. There's a lot of artists that I talk to are in this area. So it's very cool. Hey, tell us about this Rihanna fashion show I keep reading about and hearing about that's coming up. How did that? So, what is this thing? First of all, you're walking in her fashion show.
Yeah, I'm a model now, I guess, according to Rihanna. It never was on my resume before, but I will do anything for her. Yeah, no, it's the Savage Fenty show. It's volume three. Like anyone who know, I actually can't like get full sentences out when I'm talking about her and the show,
Oh,
and just the fact that she asked me to be part of it because like I'm anyone that knows me knows that I'm internally screaming.
oh.
Um,
How does
but
she
yeah,
ask
I
you to
got
be in it?
to.
Does she call you? Does she text you? Does are you?
She has her people. No, no. It was honestly like one of the coolest experiences I've ever had because I just again like I'm not really involved in stuff like that too often, and you know, she also just has such a way of making such an incredible like diverse cast in everything that she does, and that's
Hmm.
why I've just been a fan of her for so long, but also a fan of her product. So yeah, I get to walk in the show. I'm a model for the night. I'm a 5 foot model. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. I'm so excited for everyone to see it.
She is great. I remember her when she was just this random new singer that was wandering around, hanging out backstage at Wango Tango, and we're like, "Who is that? Why is she just lingering and loitering around
That makes me
backstage?"
feel better actually, because I've been that. I've been like random singer loitering backstage at Wango Tango.
It's so cool. It's so
Yeah,
cool looking back on it, and and
that's
then
really
before you know it, Ponda Replay comes out, and she gets huge.
nice.
What about the clothes? That's the important part. Do you get to keep any of the clothes? What's the situation there? You-
I did get to keep some stuff, and also just like Savage Fenty treated me very well after the
Oh,
show. So, yeah, I mean they're amazing. I'm just the biggest fan overall. So I don't really know what else to say. Like I think it's funny for my fans too to be like, Sabrina, like, are you not like like I posted about it like nonchalantly because
Yeah.
I'm trying to be like, yeah, cool, or like trying to play it cool. It's like they can see right through this shit. They know. So yeah, they're gonna freak out. And also like the look for the show and everything, I'm excited because it's just like very different than anything that I ever normally do. So yeah, it's gonna be very fun.
She kept it close. So we have official documentation now that if some of the clothes are missing,
It's because
Sabalicious has them. I
it's
always
because
wondered.
I'm wearing them out. I'm wearing them to the coffee in the morning, Whole
Whole
Foods.
Foods down the street.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm not wearing that outfit to Whole Foods,
Going down
but
to CVS to pick up a prescription in your
crazy.
Rihanna. I always
Yeah.
wondered too with that stuff. It's like, do you have to be super careful while you're wearing them on the runway because they're gonna want that stuff back. So you have to be careful not to sweat up in it, and
Well, I mean, for this show, like everything was super tailored to me, which was
mm,
awesome. So I'm always like, who's gonna wear this after me? I'm always like, I did sweat a lot of this. I wonder the same thing sometimes, but it is a very, very like that outfit is probably the only time I will wear that outfit for that show because it's
yeah,
just too special.
that's really cool. All right, I'm gonna ask about the elephant in the room. Everybody's wondering. All your fans want to know. Why did you get cats if you're allergic?
I was literally just like, anytime you see me like looking over, it's because they're playing with like yarn, and I'm so mesmerized by them. Why did I get cats if I'm allergic? Ooh, good question. I haven't thought of an answer to this one because there really is no logical answer other than the fact that they're so cute. Like
No.
I also didn't realize because I grew up with cats. I grew up with four stray cats when I lived in Pennsylvania, and I wasn't allergic. So this is like a new thing. They just,
You just start
because I didn't.
itching, kind of thing. Is that what it is?
No, I get super stuffy. I sneeze all the time. I'm like, it's so cute.
Yeah.
And I love allergy medicine now. It's really fun.
I was gonna say you're popping Claritin and Zyrtec. There's like it's vitamins at this point.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, like I'm figuring out ways to also, I'm just think I'm getting used to them the more that I'm around them. But it is funny, like that adjustment, because I have a dog. His name's Goodwin. He's an icon. And he's like also getting used to like cats because he was a only child for a long time. And
Yeah.
now he's got two brothers that are precious.
What's going on with that relationship? Are they getting along? Are they all right?
Any new relationship needs time,
Sure.
and they just need to get to know each other, but they're getting there. They're just so different. They come from such different worlds.
I'm imagining you like when you leave the house to go to the airport or sitting in, going through all that. You logging onto an app with the camera, watching inside the house to make sure that all the cats and dogs are getting along.
Oh no, I don't do that. Oh God.
You should do that. You're
Should
gonna
I
catch
do
them.
that?
Yes, you're gonna catch them in some stuff.
Oh yeah, actually that could be fun to catch them. I was like thinking like I could, yeah, just get the baby monitor, you know what I mean? But
It's the
that
exact
sounds
same
fun. Do
thing. It's
you
like
do
it's
that? Do you
yeah,
have a pet?
yeah. I did. I used to log on and just see what it does. It was adorable.
That's so
But
funny.
we
See,
only
I
had
know what
one
they're
for
doing.
you. For you,
They
you need
get
to find
into
out who peed on the carpet because there's three
fair.
of them. So
They get into so much stuff already. They're so playful because they were just kittens, but they grew so quickly. That I actually know what they're doing when I'm gone. Like
yeah.
they're genuinely jumping all around the place and getting into trouble. So yeah.
Why are you doing that for anyway? You've got so much going on. You don't have time to take care of all these animals, do you?
Well, I have a family. We all kind of take
Yeah.
care and pitch in, but no, I don't know. I love animals and I also just love like the happiness and pure joy they bring, and they're so unproblematic, and I just think they deserve the world.
Right.
Yeah.
And dogs and cats are so opposite too. It'll be fun to watch them.
Yeah.
But you are busy. You got a lot of work. How do you? What's your hours like? Do you set hours for yourself? If that
No,
makes sense,
I
you know what I mean.
I
You know what I
should
mean?
do
Because
that.
do you? You know what I mean, though. Does that make sense? We're just like,
Yeah.
you know what? From here and here, I'm putting my phone down. I'm putting all this away. I'm decompressing from that. And
Anytime I'm in the studio, anytime I'm writing, it's I truly like a phone away or like phone off. And I'm usually in the studio for long, 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 long days and long hours. So relatively like when I realize how much time I spend on my phone, it's not that much, which I'm actually really happy about. But in general, like, I don't know, I think you kind of know yourself
mm,
when you're at your limit and when you need a break. I guess I say that, but also I haven't taken a vacation in since I was 10. So I should probably do that at some point, but I'm having so much fun. And I think it's important to like follow your instincts wherever they will lead you, especially if you're really in a groove. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. I love being busy, especially after the last year, like, which
Yeah.
was still busy, but just such a different kind, you know?
It is nice to get that. Was kind of a decompressed, but I mean, how do you shut that off, and how do you fall asleep at night? I mean, is it like you're putting your phone in the other room, or how do you?
No, melatonin is how I fall
Is it?
asleep at night. Yeah, not always. I like go in cycles where like I try to just like not take it and then see if I can, be a natural sleeper. Um, but sometimes it's hard and I do have to like just force myself.
Yeah, totally. Melatonin, or even some of those little.
Oh, that
Uh,
was Benny. He just meowed. He's kind of vocal. Wait, no, that was Bjorn. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know my cats. We're getting there. They look the same. I mean, not really, but anyways.
they do. They do look the same. Um, Tell us about this Alice in Wonderland thing. Can we talk about that yet, or is that all right to talk about?
We could talk a little bit about it very vaguely.
Yeah, because you're starring, you're producing. I mean, are you gonna be? It seems like a lot, but
I
very
mean,
exciting at the same time. It's such a classic.
yeah, it's actually, I mean, it truly is my dream project, dream role, especially as like my first project with my own production company, which I launched in the middle of quarantine
Mm.
at Last Productions, which it's just been so exciting to be able to kind of like look for roles and projects and scripts that whether they be things that I can be actually in and a part of, or they're projects that I just, and helping to form that are stories that I can't really tell and stories that, it doesn't make sense for someone like me to tell, but helping other people tell their stories and also just like dynamic and complex characters. Like I think throughout the last year, I went back and watched so many films and there was so many incredible, like strong, nuanced female roles that I don't see as much of now today. And that's like a dream of mine, is just to be able to really help bring some of those to life again. And Alice in general is just a new way that you've never seen it before because it's a musical. It's live action and it's set at a music festival.
Mm.
So it's a very, very different interpretation of Alice, but also one that I'm like just so excited for people to see. Yeah, Netflix is like my family. So I'm just so grateful and so excited for everyone to see it.
Good for you. That's exciting. And you've got your own in-house Cheshire cat too. I mean, you just paint your cat, right, to be in it.
Yes, I do. I spray paint them. And we have and Benny, his brother, is his stand-in and his
Right,
double, so we never
right.
even have to worry. It's great. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Halloween coming up. How do you do Halloween? You excited about that?
I don't know. I don't holidays come so like last minute to me now. I
Mm-hmm.
guess because I'm sort of like doing a lot of this other stuff and then I'm like, "Oh, yeah, it's Halloween." I don't have like a plan. I'll be completely honest. It's
Mm.
usually like a last minute thing. Do you have a costume? I feel like I see so many cool ones that I like. I'm like,
Oh
"Oh, I'll
no,
do that."
I'm figure it out October 30th kind of guy, if
Yeah,
anything.
it requires so much ordering ahead of time, planning
Yeah.
that
I
I
would go down
don't.
to the that West Hollywood Carnival and just kind of watch other people who spend years building these costumes, and it's like I'm not even gonna bother because that
It's
looks amazing.
admirable.
I can't touch that. Yeah.
It is so admirable. I will
Yeah.
say, like, one of my favorite things, I mean, as a little girl, and still, because I'm still a little girl, I would play dress up all the time. So, like, I grew up loving wigs and, like, crazy makeup and, like, costumes. Like, that was always, like, just something that I loved playing with. So,
Sure.
yeah, usually on Halloween, like, I'll pull something together really last minute that I love.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
What about Christmas? Where do you spend that? Do you stay in LA, or do you go back home? Are you wandering to the Grove or Disney or any of that kind of stuff?
Never been to, oh, wait, the fake snow. I've always heard about it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, yeah. Did,
I'm,
did you
say
say
what?
you've never been to the Grove? Were you about to say that?
No, I've never been to the Grove for Christmas.
Oh, okay, got it.
But I also don't really go to the Grove. I don't know. I don't make it over there a lot unless
Yeah.
I'm going to Sweet Green. I love their salads. Um, but no, I usually spend Christmas with my family wherever we are. Sometimes it's East Coast, sometimes it's West Coast. But
Mm.
yeah, I don't know. I obviously am like partially heavily in New York now, so might be there, might be somewhere else. Life literally changes for me on a daily, so I try not to get too attached.
You're like, dude, calm down. It's
Metaphor.
September. Relax.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would love to give you answers and send you my
No,
schedule.
it's
I wish I had it.
no, it's good. I mean, I'm the same as you. I don't plan too far ahead, and one of my favorite things to say is, I don't know, because it's
Yeah.
nice to not know, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
actually is. It's almost comforting. You're like, I don't
yeah.
know, but like being okay with not knowing is what's hard. I'm getting better at that.
Good for you. It's I don't mean that condescending. I mean it takes a lot to
Thank
be okay
you.
with that. Yeah, it
Yeah.
takes a lot. Hey, let's talk about music and then let you go about your day. What are you doing next, by the way? What's your day like after this?
Oh, so I'll be in the studio,
Hmm.
and that's just something that kind of always happens no matter what. My fans will be like, if you're in the studio, does that mean we're not getting the album for a long time? I'm like, no, it means like I'm, finishing
Yeah.
stuff and doing all the things. But yeah, so I'll be at the studio and do a couple other press things. But
Do you,
schedule and music, obviously, Skinny Dipping just came out, which is really, really exciting because I think it's just a very like it's been a very interesting like journey
yeah.
in my life and as a songwriter and as a musician in general. But I think this just being like the beginning of what they've heard is really exciting to me because I know that there's so much to come that I think they'll be really, really happy about and feel really close to.
Good, good. Yeah, this song it's written by I mean obviously you, but also two of my other favorite people who I get a chance to talk to pretty often.
Yeah.
And they make me sick. Their
They
love
make me,
makes me sick. And I'm talking
oh,
about JP Sachs and Julia Michaels, of course. It's
yeah, I love them.
disgusting how much they are in love.
Yeah, and also just like how they're so like they're so incredible together in the way that they can have their relationship but also work together. I always find that to be such an incredibly impressive thing.
Yeah.
And they have such an amazing like relationship all over the place, but I'm their like adopted nibbling, that's what they call me.
Yeah?
um, yeah, I don't know why. Actually, I remember we were how that happened. I think like nibbling is a term for something and I forget, but it just kind of stuck. So I'm their adopted nibbling, but they're genuinely just like two of the most emotionally mature people I've ever met in my life, and two people I really enjoy spending my time with because it's nice to be around emotionally mature people.
You may want to look into why they call you that. It may not be
Do you think it's
it
offensive?
might be some low key. Yeah.
Let me look this up.
They're just like,
Define
it may not be the
nibbling.
superlative that you're hoping it is.
Oh, I don't
Um,
hold on.
are you looking it
Sibling
up?
is a niece or nephew, a child of the
Oh.
subject's sibling or sibling in law. Yeah, this makes complete
Yeah,
sense.
look it up on
Is
Urban
nibbling a
Dictionary.
real
Let's see
word?
what it really means to them.
Nibbling is a gender neutral term used to refer to a child of one's sibling as a replacement for niece or nephew.
Wow.
So I'm not offended.
Damn. I was really hoping to dig into something there.
You're hoping they were like trolling you or
I was
something.
hoping to cause some kind of fight. Um, Such a cool song. Whose line was it about oat milk latte? That sounds like a JP line. Is that his?
No, that was mine. I
Is
mean,
it?
everything. Yeah, everything comes from a personal experience, and
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, but also like I remember the line about my sister Shannon.
Yeah. Shannon
That
being
was
Shannon.
like it took me 15 minutes to stop laughing about that line because I was like crying. I was like, you don't understand. Like this is the realest shit I've ever written. Like she's so herself, and everybody that talks to me is always excited to hear like Shannon's stories and like what Shannon's been getting into because it's always some crazy shit. And I was like, yeah, everybody in their life like has that person that's like, I don't even know what they're on because they're just they're always on something.
That's a
Um,
meme waiting to happen, though, isn't it? Shannon being Shannon. It doesn't even matter if her name's Shannon.
yeah,
It's
no, it
just.
can literally be Jeff. I don't. It doesn't matter. Like, yeah.
I love that. You know what other, what line in the song that I love, and it comes early on in the song, and I'm going to steal the hell out of it because when I talk to somebody, if I have interest in somebody, shut down. I have no idea what to say. But the line, maybe we can do this on purpose sometime. Genius. I'm stealing that.
Yeah.
It's such a
Yeah.
cool idea if you bump into somebody that you're interested in, haven't seen for a while. I'm using that because
Yeah, it's very sweet. It's
it
very
is.
like there's also something like I don't know, like every time you picture like a rom-com and like it's like people that haven't seen each other in a long time and like they say the most awkward things, but it comes across so charming and sweet. And that was one of those lines that's just like, oh, like when you see someone that like, you love after a long time, or it's someone you don't know and you
Yeah.
want to get to know better. It's just like, and also I have for my real fans, like I have a song called On Purpose from like when I was 16. So like there's just like a few little like hints and little tiny things throughout the whole song, but
Oh, cute.
I
Like
love that
little
line a
Easter
lot.
eggs, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
And in
cute.
mostly in the video, more so in the video than the song, but
Right.
definitely Easter eggs.
So obviously this song is a metaphor. But who is this song to in the sense of the person in it singing? Obviously you, but as the person in it singing, who are you singing to? Are you singing to an ex? Are you singing to someone in your life that you are trying to get over, or like when somebody puts themselves in that vocal, who are they singing to? What there's got to be a better way to explain that. I'm sure you know what I mean, right?
Yeah, my least favorite thing to do is to tell people what to picture when they're listening
Sure.
to like one of my songs, you know what I mean? Because like I picture the things in my head, but I know that everybody, like nobody's me, so they're not picturing the same things I'm picturing. So I truly think it can be any relationship that you see fit, but also at the same time, I think it's just one of those things about how like every single time I look back on like 5 years in my life and I look back to situations with people or things or, you know, I'm always like, wow, that happened for a reason. And like, it's so nice to be able to like look back and know that like whether things happen good or bad, whether things ended good or bad, like when you have enough time and you grow and you can kind of look back and you're not holding like anger or resentment, there's just like a lightness and there's like a very happy, nostalgic, reminiscent feeling on like, oh my gosh, we were so young. If only we had like not taken everything so seriously then, like, you know, but it's nice that we can look back now and like have that perspective. So I think the song overall is just like it's a whole big metaphor for whatever you feel. But I do think there's just like something obviously like nostalgia and memories. I think a lot of people are like, don't be nostalgic. It means you're not letting go. But
Sure.
I write songs, so I can't do that. I was like, I can't always let go of memories. I have to like really milk them, you know?
It's the most important part. People love memories more than they love new.
Yeah.
So as we press play on a song for all of LA to hear it on Myfm, is there anything about it that you want people to really listen to, like even production wise? Is there something that you spent a lot of time on, or yeah?
The horns in the song are some of my favorite. Like the trumpets towards the end of the song are just like one of my favorite little elements of the song that like I like love that I was able to like put them in a song because I didn't really have many songs that I could fit them into, and it just felt so organic and natural. I think Leroy Clampett, who's one of my favorite people ever, produced the song and is just like so incredibly gifted and so good at just kind of like having an understanding without me even telling him what to do and like understanding the feeling of the song. And JP Sax is playing the guitar. So I just think it was made with so much love and in a room of people that I love with all my heart. But yeah, watch out for the horns. And yeah, I'm just excited to see what people think about it. I think it's different for me, maybe different for other people, and I think it's special.